This is Sam from Uniondale, and you're tuning in to another edition of the Sam I Analyze Show. The NFL season is upon us. Time to make Super Bowl predictions, storylines that I am watching, and more. Let's analyze. Before we talk about the start of the season, we've got to get this out the way. Congratulations goes out to one Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, who just got engaged. What is it, like 2 weeks ago now? Congratulations to them. Hopefully now we can get back to our regularly scheduled program when it comes to football. They're officially engaged, so I guess this is no longer a story, but congrats to them and to her fans, to Travis Kelce's fans, KC fans, Kansas City fans. Congratulations. Now, going into this season, a few things stand out. Obviously, we know that Micah Parsons finally got paid. He's now with the Chiefs. Does that, how much more does it elevate did I say the Chiefs? The Packers? Look, I think that the Packers were already Super Bowl contenders, but in their own division, they've got to worry about the Lions. So does that push them past the Lions? A Lions team that does not have, the defensive coordinator in Aaron Glenn is now with the Jets. Ben Johnson is now with the Chicago Bears as offensive coordinator. I mean, how does that affect the Lions? Lions were riddled with injuries towards the end of the year, and that's what caused them to have issues when it mattered. So their stories, the storylines are definitely there. But I think the Packers were contenders despite the trade. Now, I think the trade long-term is going to be beneficial to the Cowboys, America's team. But, they got 2026 first-round pick and 2027. Yes, later picks, but they're still first-round picks. And you do get a D tackle in Kenny Clark. So a Pro Bowler at that in his career. So I think it worked out for all teams involved, and but we shall see. Now, storylines that I'm watching before we get to locally are, I mentioned the Bears, Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams, year 2, was sacked NFL leading 68 times last season, rather. I want to see how, the changes that Chicago has done, if that helps to elevate his game. Another team that I'm watching from afar are the Vikings. J.J. McCarthy. It's officially his rookie year. He's replacing a Sam Darnold. But, he has a break glass if needed in Jefferson. Is he going to do the Vikings continue to roll like they did under Sam Darnold? That's something to watch. Now, in the AFC, a guy that I root for from afar. I'm a Jets fan, but I root for Lamar Jackson. I wanted Lamar Jackson years ago on the Jets, but they didn't draft him. Lamar Jackson, can he get past the Chiefs and the Bills? Can he? I expect him to still be in the MVP hunt and everything like that, but can he do that? That's something I'm watching for. Also, will a team like the Bengals join the party and not start off slow and be the team that can challenge the likes of the Ravens, the Chiefs, and the Bills? That's something to watch for. They definitely do have the weapons, not on the defensive side per se, but they definitely do have not enough on the defense anyway. And will the Chiefs remain dominant? That's another thing to watch. I think they will. I know they're not going to have Rice for 6 games, but I think they still will. And I'm also watching, by the way, the Lions. on the NFC. I want to see if the Lions are able to finally get there. They were riddled with injury, unfortunately, towards the end of the year, but that's a team that I'm watching. Now, before we go locally, two teams that I'm like, that are sleepers that may make noise at the end of the year. Friend, cover your ears, Jet fans. I know you don't want to hear this, but I believe that the New England Patriots will find themselves as the dominant force in the AFC East again. I think with Mike Vrabel, they are going to be a problem. They are going to be a problem. I think they make the playoffs, and I think they make some serious noise. Now, am I saying, as we go locally, am I saying that the Jets are going to miss the playoffs? I got to wait and see. I like what Glenn is talking about, but a part of me, I feel like the Jets defense is a little overrated. I've got to see what they can do. Yes, so I definitely, I don't know how good the Jets will be, but I'm looking for Sauce Gardner to have a bounce back year after getting the bag. And Garrett Wilson as well. Does he finally become a perennial Pro Bowler? With Justin Fields? That's definitely something that I'm definitely watching for. Do those guys start balling out? Because I'll tell you this, and I know the Jets got bad news with Elijah Vera Tucker possibly missing out the season. This guy's always hurt, man. Do the Jets move on from him at left guard? But it's unfortunate. He's got like the Mitchell Robinson thing going on. He's always hurt. But I think the Jets' offensive line is going to be key. Breece Hall, who's looking to get paid. I think Aaron Glenn is a throwback guy. They're going to run the ball a lot. So I want to see. I can't really call it with the Jets because, I don't know. They've been a disappointment for the last few years, but I'm excited to see what they do under Aaron Glenn. Playoffs, I got to wait and see on that. Now, I'm out of New York, guys, so I'm going to cover, we're locally right now. The Giants. I expect the Giants to be a lot better than people think. Especially on the defensive front with Abdul Carter. I think Abdul Carter is going to have a Micah Parsons effect. I think he's going to be the defensive player of the year, rookie of the year, rather. And I think he's going to be a force for years to come. I think the Giants front line is going to give quarterbacks a lot of stress. I really do. And I think, look, going into the year, the clock is, the Jackson Dart clock is ticking, right? Is he going to, when is he going to overtake Russell Wilson? All right. I don't think Russell Wilson, a lot of people, you should have started him over us. Here's the deal. I think that he played well, but Russell Wilson is still a Super Bowl champion. He knows how to run a team, and and he's he can still get the ball down the field. And with Malik Neighbors on the team, I expect Malik Neighbors to end up finishing the year as a top 3 wide receiver and offensive weapon in this league, no question. And it's not a matter. It's a matter of, for all of you Jackson Dart fans, and I'm a fan of his. I wanted the Jets to take a chance on him, even though they had Fields just in case, because Fields is still figuring his way through this league, right? And the Jets clearly only gave him a 2-year deal. That's a wait and see. So we're going to see what happens there. But Jackson Dart, I see why Giant fans are excited. This guy, listen, if the Giants start off 2-5, then they'll probably make the switch, and you'll see the Jackson Dart era start. And I think he's very talented. Some people have compared him to Josh Allen. The guy is very talented, and he's got star written all over it. And of course, not to be no surprise, Giant fans, you got another one. But we're going to see what happens there. We are going to see what happens there. Now, when it comes to my Super Bowl prediction, I did. The Eagles lost a guy in Mekhi Becton and Langdon. He's hurt, but he's back. And I'll tell you this: does that affect Saquon Barkley and how he plays and the numbers? We're going to see. We are definitely going to see how it affects him. But I'll tell you what. To me, I think when all is said and done, I think you're going to see a Super Bowl of the Eagles and the Chiefs run it back, and I think Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley defend their title. I think they do. When it comes to the MVP, you ready for this? I think it's going to come down to two guys. I think, and it's sad that it's become a quarterback award, but I think it's going to come down to, you ready for this? I think it's going to come down to Lamar Jackson and Burrow. I think Joe Burrow wins the MVP, folks. That's what I'm calling for. But what say you? What say you? Hit me up in the comments. I got a question. I also want to throw something out here. I'm covering the NFL today. My last few videos have been Knicks centric, although I did cover the Micah Parsons thing on my last video. What would you guys want me to niche down to? Do you want me to cover all sports? Breaking news. Let me know. I'm just interested in the comments. I'm in this YouTube journey. I would appreciate any comments and any insight. Now it's that time. The U.S. Open's men's final is at 2 p.m. on Sunday. I know tennis is an international sport, but 2 p.m. on a Sunday? I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in. Folks, I'm on most social media platforms at SamIAnalyze. Please like, share, subscribe, and you see that notification bell to the right. Please click on that. That will let you know the next time I drop another video. Thanks for tuning in. And as always, à tout à l'heure. What?